On Thursday, the Supreme Court gave a historic judgment where it read that all women, married, unmarried and single, they are equally entitled to safe and legal abortion. By extension, it also means that unmarried women now can actually go in for abortion within the time period between the 20 and the 24 weeks. To discuss this and a lot more, we are joined by senior advocate Mr. Colin Gonsalves, who will help us to break down the judgment and touch the finer points. Thank you, sir, for joining us. So, to begin with, what is your reading of the overall judgment?
Well, it's a straightforward and clear judgment, and I'm glad it's come. It has, of course, two main parts. The first part is it doesn't make sense to distinguish between a married woman and an unmarried woman.
Right.
And then to tell the unmarried woman, since you're not married, you can't have an abortion, which was a stupid thing to do actually.
Right.
It should have been overturned long back.
Right.
So he's cleared that. Whether you're married, unmarried, a woman has a right to abortion, a right over her own body, and that right is absolute. So that's the first part.
Okay.
The second part is interesting because of the debate that is taking place in the country on marital rape, where the Delhi High Court went in two different directions.
It was a split verdict,
It was a split verdict. So now what Justice Chandrachud has done, and this is very interesting, he says that if a man rapes his wife and the wife after that wants to have an abortion, this act of raping your wife is marital rape. Right? So he's breaking from the old. It's marital rape.
Although limited, but it's a positive direction.
It's punishable as rape, but for the limited purpose of the abortion.
True. So only in the domain of abortion.
Only in the domain of abortion will the man be punished for that act of rape. So there are two very important.
So just to simplify it for our viewers, can you just interpret the rule 3B of the medical termination of pregnancy?
Yeah, 3B said this, that if you're unmarried, then you can't do an abortion.
Okay.
So all that he did is
he just tweaked it. Yeah.
Tweaked it.
Right.
Let's put it like this. Married or unmarried, every woman has a right to abort. Every woman has an absolute right over her body.
Do you think this judgment, the SC judgment on Thursday, it will actually be seen as a positive development when you talk about this entire argument of criminalization of marital rape? Do you think it actually sets a precedent?
Very much so, and I think when the marital rape case begins in the Supreme Court, I think it starts early next year.
Right.
This judgment on marital rape by the court will be very helpful. As far as the arguments on the side of rape is rape, there Justice Shakhter's judgment is just comprehensive and beautiful. I'm very confident that by early next year, marital rape as a crime that was never treated as a crime will go. It will be rape.
Right.
You can't say it's marital rape, therefore it's not rape. Rape is rape.
And just to take the discussion forward, sir, there's a lot of ambiguity in terms of this current judgment on the aspect of marital rape. Ambiguity not in terms of in the legal domain, but in the minds of common people. So can you just say that? Can you just explain that rape here? They have just broadened the definition of rape, and they have included marital rape in that domain. So basically, in terms of Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act, now rape will include marital rape.
Yes, of course. Okay. So see, it's a ground for having an abortion, namely that you've been raped. If a woman goes and says, I've been raped and I'm pregnant and I want to have an abortion, then they will ask, who raped you? And then she'll say, my husband raped. Then somebody may get a bright idea, no, if your husband has raped you, that's not rape. But today they can't do that. Even if the woman says,
That's settled for
that's
once and all.
settled.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
settled.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Marital rape is rape for the question of abortion.
True, true. And so, do you think the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act, which was actually drafted in 1971, it actually needed a relook much earlier? Do you think we had to wait till 2022 to see how society has changed, the societal norms have changed, and then to actually change the drafting of that legislation?
Yeah. See, when it came, it was somewhat progressive.
Right.
Because that was a time where technology was very poor.
True.
So the 20-week limited came at a time where they were using scraping techniques and all that, and it was dangerous for the woman. But the thinking was even then very patriarchal and wrong, but I can see a little bit of historical justification for why that happened, because technology was very poor.
Right. Mr. Gonsalves has, used all his legal acumen to highlight the issue for us, to actually decode the entire issue on abortion, the larger act, Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act. So it was indeed a pleasure talking to you, and I hope you join us more often in the Federal to decode such subjects for us. This is Siddharth Chakravarti reporting for the Federal.
Subscribe to the Federal's YouTube page for more interesting updates.